I teach artists how to gain collectors online. I'm Amy from Amy Parker Art and founder of Creative Warriors. So go ahead, you guys, get your paints ready. Get your paints and your brushes ready, and we'll start in just a few minutes. So welcome to paint night. And tonight we are painting Lake Reflections. It is going to be a beautiful, gorgeous little scene of a lake. It's got some warm colors, some cool colors, got some reflections going on. It's going to be pretty cool. So I'm just going to let you guys roll in here. Go ahead and say hi when you get on. Let me know what's up, what's happening. I miss you guys. Haven't seen you for, well, a couple of days. You know, I've been working a lot on Creative Warriors because we're opening that up pretty soon to the public. So I'm just going to do a couple of techie things over here on my computer. I see some questions and stuff coming in I need to get back to. Let me see, because I don't want these people to be lost. There's some people that want to get over to the paint night. Let me try and find it for them. Give me 1 second. Hello, Marcy. Hello, honey. I'm so glad you're here. What about Kim? Is Kim here? Okay, copy that. I got to get back over to my lady. Giselle. Okay, paste. And send. If you guys see Giselle pop on, say hello to her. She is looking for paint night, so hopefully I made it easy enough for her. I just copied and pasted the video for her. Okay, now, oops. I'm trying to find something that I need to show you guys later. But hello, welcome. Come on in. Grab a drink. Cheers to you guys. I got my water going here. We'll go over the paints that I'm going to be using tonight with you and the brushes in just a moment. Actually, they're right here, so you can take a look at them right now. And I'm not sure if you can see the colors in the back, but those are the colors that we are using tonight as well. And then I will go over them even more for you in just a moment. Sorry about that buzzing. I thought that I had my phone down. Let me see if I can turn that down a little bit more so I don't bother everyone. Sorry about that. Notifications everywhere. And speaking of, go ahead and touch the video and click on the bell so that you can get notified every time that I am live. Let me see what you guys are saying. Hold on. Back up a little bit. So Marcy is here. Marcy's a creative warrior. I love Marcy. She's awesome. Thank you for being here, Marcy. Marcia, hello to you too. I'm so glad you are here and joining us for paint night. Hello, Deb from Mass. You are next to me, lady. I am in New Hampshire. Marcy says she's not here unless she gets on from home. Gets home. Okay. Well, that was for Kim. So Kim's also a creative warrior. And hopefully she will be able to get home and make it. But, you know, if not, don't worry, because I always leave these paint nights on my page so that you guys can pause and paint. Easier to find them in Creative Dreams, which is my free group I have for you guys to tell me what your creative dreams are. And I post the paint nights in there as well. So go ahead and jump in there if you want. Marcy, thanks for saying hi to everybody. That is so super sweet. Don't be a wallflower now, everybody. You say hello and let me know what's going on. Let me know what wonderful things happened to you today. I actually am super excited. I just got off the phone with one of my BFFs. It's so good to talk to a BFF, isn't it? Okay, let me show you what we're using. Paints first. Literally cheap little apple barrel paints. I'm using red, yellow. This painting calls for orange. So, hey, we're going to mix some. I show you guys how to mix everything from just pretty much the primary colors. White, browns. I grabbed 2 browns. I grabbed a burnt umber and like this nutmeg kind of color, but it doesn't matter. Any brown will do. If you don't have brown, you can mix it with equal parts of the primary colors. Although I will tell you, it does not look super hot. That's why I buy the browns. All right, we've got some black, we got some blue. And I am using multimedia paper. You most certainly can paint on a canvas if you would like. This one is 11 by 14 size. This is the Canson for oil and acrylics. I am using acrylics tonight. So I paint a ton. That's why I like to use the multimedia paper. All right, so we're going to be using a bristle brush. So you guys, it doesn't matter. Just use whatever stuff that you have at home. But if you have a bristle brush, grab one of those. This is a 1-inch flat. Using a 1-inch flat tonight. Using a round. You guys know I love my rounds. At least this is what I think I'm using. I could change my mind as we go along. Mix it up a little. A detailed brush, or you can use a script liner. Doesn't matter. I'm using like another smaller flat brush. It looks like maybe a 3/4 inch flat brush. I might throw in one of my angled brushes because I love the angled brushes like that with the little angle. So, you know, those are the kind of things that I will be using for tonight. So, are you ready? Tell me if you're ready. Let me know if you are ready to paint. Everyone, let me know, let me know. And if you are ready to paint, we are gonna get going. Nancy, hi, thank you. Oh, she's saying hi to Marcy. I love it when you talk to each other. That is so sweet. I am trying to build a community of really happy, creative people. Okay, Marcy's ready. Marcia's ready. Kayla's ready. Everybody's ready. Okay, remember, if I go a little too fast, first off, you can tell me to slow down, and I will try and do that. If not, don't worry. You can pause and paint. Now, I'm going to go back and forth from my reference photo right here on my side computer to your comments. But right now, I'm on my reference photo. If I do not see your comment right now or whenever you comment, I apologize, but I will get back to you. You guys tell them. I always get back to everyone. All right. So let's see here. Let me get this out of the way. Let me grab something to paint with. Okay. I have new palettes, but they're way up high and I don't feel like grabbing them. So this is just what I use. You can use a paper plate. This is a foam plate, dinner plate. I like how they're like this because they're separated and my paints don't run all over the place. All right, so, okay, now the painting Lake Reflections that we are doing tonight is actually, these are all recreations of paintings that my collectors have already purchased from me. So I don't have the painting here. I have the photo of what I painted. So we are going to just go by that. My painting, I took a photo of, and step by step with that. All right, so first we want to get some white on here. If you have like a light brown or a tan, go ahead and use that. I'm going to put a little bit of floating medium on here on my plate. Floating medium is just a medium that I use that is clear, and I like to use that instead of dipping in water all the time because it holds the color, keeps the color nice. But you can just use water. That's fine as well. All right, so I'm going to mix up a very, very, very light tan. All right, so if you have tan, you might want to put a little bit of white in it. Doesn't matter. You guys don't have to use the exact colors I'm using either. You know, get creative. Paint it however you see fit, however you feel. So this is how I'm going to mix up a little bit of tan, is using that nutmeg brown with a little bit of yellow and my white. So all I'm going to do is just dip into that brown. I mean, we don't want it too dark. Acrylic paint dries 2 shades darker. Keep that in mind. 2 shades darker. If you're an experienced painter, great. I'm glad that you're here with us. And I love to see your beautiful creations that you post in Creative Dreams or that you send me. I love to see how they come out. All right, so I just mixed up that light tan. You can as well just use white. Doesn't matter. I try and like talk you through some different ways to create as we go along. So let me get this off here. Let me try and push these paints back a bit to try and get that off there. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to just take that flat brush in our either white or, oops, hold on a second. Looks like I don't want to lose you. Hold on. Oh my gosh, did I lose you? Please tell me I didn't lose you. I'm going to have to go back and check. Apparently, my phone was going to die, and I forgot to plug my phone in. So I'm going to go back and check your comments, and please tell me if I lost you or not. I've got my fingers crossed. Marcy says better. I hope that means that I didn't lose you. I hope that's what that means. Hello, Estelle. Hello, Linda. Hello, Mom. Everybody say hi to my mom, Corrine. Corinne's on her way. She is here. Yay. Looks good now. Okay, so I'm going to assume that I did not lose you guys. It looks like we're doing good. Looks like we're doing good, did it? Okay, Marcy, you're so good. You're so, like, right on target. I'm here, Deb says, awesome. And Mom, Deb's saying hi to you. So don't forget to say hi to Deb. All right, so we're just using a really, really light tan with some white and our 1-inch flat brush. We're just going to go back and forth. Oops, I got a cat here. You guys, I'm notorious for cat hair because Kirby just lays all over my stuff here in the studio. All right, I'm really loading this up good, like gooping it right in there. And with the multimedia paper, it doesn't flow as good as like a canvas does, but that's okay. I have so many canvases around here. If I just keep painting on canvas, I'm going to run out of a place to live in my house. So I'm just going back and forth from like the middle here, and we don't need to cover the whole surface. All right, we're just kind of going in the middle and off to the right side over here. Bring it off to the right side, sort of like this type of shape right here. That's what we're kind of looking for, just right in here. Now, if you're working on a canvas, your painting's probably going to come out better than mine because the acrylic paints dry pretty fast on the multimedia paper, and I like to blend a lot while it's wet, which, you know, sometimes I can't do with the multimedia. But anyway, that's the whole, what we're trying to do here is just get that kind of section covered in. And what I did was I just went quickly, as you saw, back and forth. And I always say, like, we're buttering toast when using that technique. The buttering toast technique. So you butter this way, butter that way, and you just butter really quickly, okay? That's how we do that. So we're going to get this, like, whole background on here. Obviously, we're working on the background first. Now, we are going to mix up, hold on, let me think first. Which one would I like to mix up first? I'm going to go with a little more brown. All right, so we are going to take that brown. Oops, I got a big goober in there. We get the acrylic paint goobers sometimes. All right, so I'm going to load up the brown. I'm going to just dip a little bit in white. So now I have the brown and white on, I was going to say my pen. Hello, I've been writing in my notebook all day. So brown and white on our 1-inch flat. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I know sometimes we kind of go in and out of focus. It's just the way that my darn phone is. It's just one of those things we got to deal with. I'm just wondering if I put something here, if it might keep from doing that. I don't know. Otherwise, you'll just have to bear with me. Sometimes I put my hand up there to kind of focus it a little bit better. All right, so we grabbed a little brown and a little white. We're going to go above and below that little section that we just did. So buttering toast once again, and we want to take it right down and then right up. And I have some specks in here, like little goobery kind of specks. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I picked up a tiny bit of white. Like I'm picking up a tiny bit of white on the corner of my brush and just kind of brushing that right on the top there. I'm going to stick it into my medium as well and see what that medium does. It just kind of helps to blend it a little bit. All right, so just kind of helps to blend. If you get those goobers that stick on your canvas or your paper, just stick your finger in like I did and just touch it and pull it, scrape it right off. All right, so quickly back and forth. Now I'm going to get some more goobery paint and we are going to work on the top section. I'm just like, I'm frugal, you guys. I just try and use my paint down to the last nitty gritty. And that's okay. That's not a bad thing, right? It's not bad. Anybody else frugal? All right, so I'm just dipping in my brown, dipping in my white. And from the top down, we are going to pull that right in here. Once again, the brown in the white. And we want it more brown than white. And just use that quick flick of the wrist and like you're buttering toast. Back and forth, back and forth. Hey, if you know someone that would love to join in with us on paint night, please paint the love for me and for them so that they can be here and hang out with all of you wonderful people whom I'm so lucky to have hanging out with me. All right, so we want to get a little more, a little darker right here and right here. So hopefully I'm still focused for you. Let's see. We want to get darker on, I don't think that's going to make a difference, on the top of the painting and the bottom of the painting. Right kind of in the corner and just kind of blend that in as best you can like that. Just so that we can have the darker corners and a darker top to that. Just like so. All right, so we're looking pretty good. And you see, this is not like completely like straight, you know, this is, it's got like little feathery pieces all through here. So try and get those feathery pieces in. Let me hold it up a little closer so you might be able to see. It does not have to be perfect. You know, and we want to, the reason why I don't mix all my colors usually is because I like to see some different tones going on here. So that's why we just gooped up some white, gooped up some brown, and just went for it. All right, now I'm going to rinse off that brush. So dab that in your water. You need to have a water jar, which, hello, I'm kind of late telling you that. I'm sure you already have one. And paper towels I have right under my water jar. And you want to drag that brush back and forth across the paper towel. And then we are going to start with some blue. All right, so we want to get the effect of like a light blue in through here, like we did with like a light tan. So we want a light blue, and then we're going to go with like a deeper blue up here. So kind of just like what we did here, but with blue. Because this painting, you know why this painting is so awesome? Because it has all warm colors on one side and all cool colors on another side. So when your friends look at this, they're going to be like, hello, that is amazing. What a striking painting. All right, so I'm just going to put a little bit of blue. Use whatever blue you have. This one says bright blue. Like I said, I'm just using cheap apple barrel paints here. Showing you can do this with cheap paints. You know, you can get crazy and use your tube paints if you want. But, you know, I'm going pretty fast on paint night to be, you know, getting too detailed with tube paints. But you most certainly can use this like as a reference and then go ahead and put your own spin on it. All right, so I'm loading up tons of white with a little bit of blue. And I'm gonna butter my toast. Butter my toast back and forth. That is too bright for me. So I'm just going to wipe back and forth on my paper towel. I mean, maybe it's not too bright for you. You guys, these are your paintings. You decide if you like that color or not, you know. There's no right or wrong here, okay? Don't get frustrated with yourself. It's only paint. And when it dries, guess what you can do? You can paint right over the parts that you maybe don't like so much. Easy, easy peasy. So I'm grabbing some more white because I had a lot of blue in that blob of white that I put here. And I want to just lighten this up a tiny bit because I really want this middle part to be pretty light. That's just me and my preference. And you guys could also use different colors. Like, man, you could use a purple over here. You could use a turquoise. I mean, you can use any colors you want, really. Okay, so now I am actually going to show you a little trick with, oh, wrong color. I'm going to grab some black and shake this up here. And see what I did? I tried to feather that like right into that light spot as well. So we don't want to cover the whole thing. We're going half and half with cools and warms. All right, I'm putting a dab of black here on my palette. And I'm going to dip my brush into the black and then spin it in my blue. So that's going to be pretty dark. That's up to you if you want it that dark or not. You can also lighten it up a little bit with just grabbing a little bit of white, okay? So now I'm going to start from the top and pull down, just buttering our toast, doing this quickly across, and just picking up what colors I want from my palette, and just kind of putting those different tones on there. That's why I don't really like to mix all the color when it is on, you know, my palette. I like to just pick up clumps and kind of go for it, because then it just naturally kind of makes its own color. All right. So this one kind of went over a little too far. I didn't want that to happen, but that's okay. That is okay. I actually picked up a little bit of brown by accident, but I'm just dipping in my medium. If you don't have floating medium, you can just dip your brush like this in a tiny bit of water, and see, it's going to do the same thing. It really is. It's just going to help to blend those pieces together like that. And to kind of even feather it in more, you can use like the chiseled edge. Instead of going like this, the wide way, you can turn it and use the chiseled edge as well to get like little feathery blending pieces in there if you want. That's fine too. All right, I gotta rinse that brush because I don't want to get too muddy. Muddy means we have mixed up our colors way too much and we can't see any any difference. So we don't want that. We don't want mud. We want to make sure that we're using, we clean our brush once in a while. So I just put a little more medium on there and seeing if this is too dried already to blend or not. But no, it looks pretty good. And, don't be too nitpicky particular. We're going to be putting trees and clouds and stuff like that in here. So don't freak out. It's really not a big deal. Okay. Hopefully I am still in focus here. I'm going to just, annoy you with my hand. You can read my palm. And just to make sure that we are focused. All right. So I'm going to do the same thing. Just a tiny bit of black into blue. And grabbing some white, start down here in the corner where it's going to be the darkest. As I move up, I'm going to lighten up the color. How do I do that? Just sticking it in the white. As I go up, I want more and more white so that it will just blend up with the color. If you get a few streaks in there, that's good. That's fine. I mean, that's going to make it look pretty cool. And then once again, feather those pieces in with either a little bit of water on your brush or a little bit of medium. You can try the wide, holding the brush the wide way, or on the chisel edge, doesn't matter. Okay, I'm gonna clean my brush and then I'm gonna go and look at what you're saying. So this is your time to either catch up or talk and let me know what's going on or talk to each other, whatever you want to do. ask me questions, things like that. Like I said, if I can't get to everything as I'm painting, I will get back to you. And yeah. And when this painting is done, hopefully I'll have some time so I can turn the phone around. Maybe we can do like a little hello. I like to do that once in a while. All right, let me get over here and see what's happening. It looks pretty unfocused at the moment. I hope that it is not like that for too long so you guys can see what's happening. Hopefully you can see. Hopefully. Keep my fingers crossed. Okay, let me scroll up. Linda, hello, Corinne. Marcy looks good now. Linda says we still have you. Good. I'm glad I didn't throw that out. And Deb, I'm so glad you made it. Nancy Higgins, hello. And she says we're good to go. I know that was a while back. Mom, Nancy's saying hi to you too. You didn't lose us. Good. Thanks, Estelle. Linda, I can butter. Haha. Yeah, that's good. Hey, I'm not a good cook, but I can butter toast. So there we go. So, all right. It looks like we're doing pretty good. All right. So we are going to, I'm going to move on to my, move on over here to my reference photo. Okay. Now, let me examine that for a minute, see what I want to start with here. Okay, we're going to make clouds. We're going to make clouds now. We are going to start with some yellow clouds. And we're going to use our bristle brush. We're going to wet that and then just turn it like this, back and forth into your paper towel. Speaking of paper towels, I need to move my brushes over here on a paper towel. Okay, so we're gonna grab our bristle and then we are gonna stick that into yellow with a little bit of white. So yellow and white. Yellow and white. You can make these as bright as you want, or, you know, it's your painting, like I said. All right, so we're not going to think too hard here. We're going to just kind of cover a little bit in here. Oh, wait, back up. This is only going to take a second. Stick your finger in your white, like that. Go like this. Ready? Just spin it. Just spin it around. Look what we did. We have a gorgeous, I don't know, sun or moon. It's probably a sunset. That's what I'm guessing. Then we're going to take the yellow with the white, and we're going to start making some clouds. We are going to just tap it and turn different ways. Tap it down, and turn it. And we are kind of covering over, I am anyway, I'm kind of covering over where some of this didn't blend 100%. And then I'm going to bring this right down underneath my beautiful sunset. We are tapping and turning. Tapping and turning. You don't want to turn all the same way. Mix it up a little bit. Otherwise, our clouds are going to look too much, too alike. And we want them to be a little mixed up. So see, I just put a little bit of white on, extra white on my brush. You can see that like right there on the top. You want to make your clouds a little bit, you know, make some smaller, make some bigger. I'm picking up a little white on the tip of that. And Tim, come over and say hi to everybody. They can't see you because I have it pointed down, but say hello.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, what are you using your DJ voice? Like, that's not even your DJ, but talk normal.
Hello.
Oh my God. Okay.
Just some pizza.
Thank you. I can't eat while I'm painting, but when I'm done painting, I will have some pizza with you. Thank you. All right, so I'm grabbing a little bit of white. I'm not even washing my brush, just grabbing some more white. So you can go and just put a few little dabs here and there while you kind of, once again, turn your bristle brush. Okay. Now, I'm turning my bristle brush on my paper towel, trying to get most of that paint off. And I'm going to stick that bristle brush into my floating medium. You can do a tiny bit of water if you have to. And I'm just going to kind of rub in like little circles underneath some of my clouds here, underneath the clouds. And it doesn't have to be everywhere. You can just touch down in a few spots. It doesn't matter. But some of this stuff's going to be hidden because we're going to have trees going up in here. But it does give like a nice little effect. All right. Okay, so now we got our yellow trees done. Yay for that. I'm going to rinse that brush. And then we are going to mix up some orange and do the same thing. Do the same thing with the bristle. And once again, I apologize, you guys, if you're talking to me. I will check in a moment. But we're going to get some more clouds on here. And I have some awesome, exciting things to tell you after we're done our painting. Trust me, it won't take too long because I'm starving and Tim just brought me pizza. So, yeah. But I am excited to tell you. You know me, I cannot keep a darn secret. Seriously, I can't. So, anyway, we are going to grab some yellow, little bit of red. Little. You don't want too much red because the red will be overpowering and then it's going to just take away from your orange. So, then you just be painting with red, which we are going to do in a moment. Okay, that's what I did. I just scooped up some orange. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to put like a layer of orange clouds. There's no right or wrong in here. You just look at your painting and decide where you want to put it. Now, when you go back, if you look at my lake reflections, it's not going to look exactly like this because every painting is unique in its own way. Okay, so even when I recreate pieces for my collectors, which actually I just did yesterday, and sent another one out today of a recreation, and I still have a bunch on the waiting list. So they know that, you know, because I tell them and they've been following me and collecting my art for a long time, but they know it's not going to look 100%, you know, exact like the initial painting that I did. It's just not. Some may look a little bit, you know, different in different ways, but that's just the beauty of art. It's going to just, you know, basically what I'm trying to say while I'm trying to paint, which is kind of difficult, is don't worry if it is not exact. Okay. So rinse off that bristle brush once you're done with the orange. And, oh, actually, I do want to tell you, if you want to highlight these, you most certainly can as well. You just do it sort of the same way, but instead of just straight white on orange, I would put the white right into the orange, which is going to make like a peach color. And we want that to be kind of, you know, like inside of our clouds, different ways. We don't want to paint the whole thing peach because we just painted it orange, but you know, just to put a few highlights in there, you most certainly can pick up a little bit of peach with your white. So if you're just joining me, thank you for being here. I'm Amy from Amy Parker Art. Go ahead and touch the video, touch the painting. You'll see a bell. Go ahead and click that so that you can be notified whenever I go live. And if you guys are not notified, I know you guys, some of you have been messaging me saying, yeah, well, I hit the bell and nothing happened. You still have to adjust your settings, okay? So you still have to say, you know, if you want notifications or not. So anyway, hopefully you do that, and you can always follow my page so that you don't miss anything as well. Now, we are going to be super brave here, and we are going to do red clouds. Yep, believe it or not, we are going to put like a hint of red clouds right in here. Now, if the red is too bright for you, you can tone it down in a couple of different ways. You can tone it down with a dab of black into red. You can tone it down with a dab of brown into red, which is probably what I'm going to do since I have the brown here. I'm going to just get a little bit of brown on my bristle brush, and then I'm going to mix it in with my red, Not all the way, because I still want a little bit of that brown to show through, because you know me, I'm not all about mixing all the way. All right, so same thing with our bristle brush, straight on. We are just going to make some different shapes. Make sure that these shapes are different ways, because we don't want all the clouds to look the same, or it's going to look what? Boring or repetitious, and we don't want that. So I started to get a little bit of muddy look there, which I don't like. So easy to fix, right? Easy, easy. All I have to do is just grab some more paint. I wiped my brush quickly, grab some more paint, and just dab like a heavier dose right in there. All right. Now for red, if you want, even though I don't really see a whole lot in, well, I do see some in my original, we can actually highlight these red clouds with some white. So we're just going to grab white, which is going to make pink, and pink highlights would look pretty darn cool. So we're just going to kind of lightly now touch some of these clouds. We don't want them all to look the same once again. And, you know, we want them a little bit lighter where the sun is going to be. You can throw a couple little dots in here and there, but it just gives a little more dimension to those clouds. And then you can, you know, blend a little bit if you want, but I wouldn't really worry about in through here because, like I said, we're putting a landscape in here. All right, now you guys finish up with that and rinse your brush. Maybe you guys are already waiting for me. I don't know. Let me go check and see what you're saying, and then we're going to start on this side. We're going to do some blue clouds over here. And let me see what's going on. Mom saying hi to Nancy. Mom, I miss you. Oh my gosh, Mom, I have a picture that Tim gave me today. I've got to send to you. You're not even going to believe. It's of Uncle Gene, and you're not going to believe where Tim found it. But anyway, Marcy's saying hi to Tim. Tim, Marcy, oh, he, I think, just went outside. DJ voice, I know, he's funny. Deb says howdy to him too. Linda. Hello, Lisa Marie. Hi, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for hanging out with us. Gold flakes, excuse me, Linda says, would look cool on your painting. And yes, Linda, Linda is a creative warrior, and I'm hoping that she will give us a little tidbit of a lesson on the gold flakes, because Linda just did a gorgeous painting with gold flakes. I mean, it is amazing. She used the Van Gogh that we did, the Starry Night, kind of used that sort of technique. Then she used one of my other paintings from Paint Night and put some trees in and added gold flakes, and it's seriously amazing. You know, if you're a creative warrior, anything that we paint on Tuesday night, you have the rights to sell if you want, because I want you guys to make money with your businesses. If you're not a creative warrior yet, then no, you cannot, but you most certainly can paint with me, and you can hang it up in your house, or you can give it to a friend for their birthday or whatever. I wish we could talk. Oh, Mom, I'll call you after, but it'll be a little while because I got to eat after this, and I'm starving. So, but I will tell you. So glitches. Oh, Marcy says still glitches a bit, but not long. Okay, good. Good. I will. Linda says, I wish we could talk. Mom says again, yes, Mom, I will. Don't worry, Mom. I will let you know. Okay. All right, let me get back to the reference here. And hopefully we are focusing in here. Still, it looked good when I just looked at it. All right, we're going to start on this side now with some blue clouds. This side is not going to take as long as this side because we are only doing the one color, the blue, okay? This side, we mixed it up a lot, but this side, we're just doing the blue. So we want a darker color than what we got going on here for the background. So I'm just going to go right in. Well, actually, I'm probably going to need some more paint. I'm going to go right in with the bristle brush to make these blue clouds with the blue, straight blue, in a tiny, tidbit of black, not too dark. And then we're just going to do the same thing we did over here. And we're going to just mix up the shape, turn the brush, just kind of tap that a little bit, make these clouds any way that you want. They're your clouds, right? Happy little clouds, just like happy little trees. That, I know, you guys probably saw Bob Ross as well. He's one of my all-time faves. Love him, love him. So that's what we did. We just put that right in there with the straight blue, little bit of black that I'm pulling in, and I'm going to make another layer of clouds right underneath it. I'm turning my brush now because I noticed most of the black was on the top, and I really want most of the darker part on my brush to be on the bottom. All right, so we are just making some shapes of clouds, There we go. Now, I'm just going to, just spinning my brush back and forth on the paper towel just to get most of the paint off. And then I didn't wash it. I just moved it on the towel. Now, I'm just doing like little circles right underneath the clouds. Most of this, like I said, is going to be, the bottom part anyway, is going to be hidden because of the landscape that we're going to put in. But you can see this one blends a little bit. So I showed you a couple different ways to blend. Like you can use just a tiny bit of water. You can use that medium and just kind of blend. But we don't want to blend everything because then the clouds just aren't going to look right. Now I'm not rinsing my brush, but I just wiped it like this on my paper towel. And I'm going to grab a little bit of white, okay? Little bit of white. And then I'm just going to, oops, that might be too white. I thought I could blend it on there, but maybe not. So we want like a light blue. If you're using a canvas, just straight white will be okay because you can blend it on there. But the multimedia paper I'm using, I had to tone it down with a little bit of blue. So we have like a light blue that we are putting some highlights of our clouds, kind of focusing on the top, and make some shapes. Don't make them all the same. Remember, make some bigger and some smaller. We want different shapes going on. And I kind of like that white little sparkle in there. So I'm going to just grab a little more white and see if I put a couple little sparkles of white in there. Oh, yeah, that looks good. All right. That's it. We got that side all done. Now I'm just going to put my brush in the water, check, see what you're saying, make sure that we're looking okay. We looking okay, you guys? I hope that I am not going out. Let's hope that we are doing okay. Marcy said focus. Yay, 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 yay. Love that blue. Me too, Marcy. Isn't that cool? Linda says it's beautiful. Good. I'm glad you like it, Linda. Kimberly, Kim. Hey, big shout out to Kim, who is our latest Creative Warrior. And you guys, don't be jealous. I didn't even open Creative Warriors yet to the public until May 9th. But we do have 12 founding members right now. So hello, Kim. Hi, everyone. I'm going to have to watch on replay. That's okay. Bad shoulder day. Oh, man, I hear you with aches and pains. So don't worry, Kim. You can pause and paint. But wanted to pop in and say hi. Oh, thank you. And hope everyone is well and having fun. You are so... See, those are the kind of people that I allow in as Creative Warriors. Just like Kim, just like what she says. We want really loving people. We want to pump each other up and be creative together. Call me later, Kim. There you go. I love it. Marcy says, looking great. So much depth. Nice. Yeah, thank you, Mom. I like it too. Okay, I'm going to go back over here. Now I was soaking that bristle brush. I'm going to need to grab a new paper towel. When your paper towel gets like this, throw it out and grab a new one. All right. Next, we are going to work on our trees in the background. We're going to work on our trees. A little like landscape line. I'm actually going to grab a different shape. I'm I've got so many brushes, you guys. You really don't have to have that many, but I've got a couple other bristle brushes here. So I'm going to grab a smaller one for some of these trees. If you don't have a smaller one, that's okay. You can still use the bigger one that you did the clouds with. Just kind of use the corner of it. That's all. But if you have a smaller one, I would grab one of those just to make your life a little easier. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to layer some trees. We're going to start with this side, with the warm side. Wait a second. Let me think for a minute. Yeah, that's okay. I was going to say we're going to put the dark line in first, but we're not going to do that. We're going to just imagine our line there. All right, grab a little white and a little yellow. We're going to start with white and yellow. I'm going to start with our trees, this color. And we're going to go, just kind of imagine and go right into your clouds, especially if they're down as far as mine. Just imagine a line going straight across your canvas here. All right, and we're going to make trees on that imaginary line. And we're going to make reflections at the same time. So we got that white and yellow. And I'm going to make the mirror image right below it. So I'm just dabbing, sort of like how we made the clouds. But I'm going up and down. Instead of clouds this way, we're doing kind of like clouds this way. But we want to make them, you know, trees. Now I'm just grabbing a little bit of darker yellow, just because that one's kind of hard to see, but that's all right. And I was using, let me see what layer I want to do that. Layer do I want to do that? That's okay. Yeah, that's good. I don't know. I had a brain cramp. Sorry about that. Now we're going to go with red and pink. All right, we're going to do red first, make red trees. I'm just trying to rinse some of that yellow off my brush. We just made a couple of small trees in there with that yellow. And now we are going to go red. If you want to put a dab of brown, you can. Don't go too much brown, but a dab's okay. So we're going to go red, and we're going to make these trees a little bit taller. So these ones a little bit taller. Put in like, you know, put a few trees in. They don't all have to be the same height. But when you go down to make your reflections, basically, you're just doing the mirror image, okay? So you're doing just the mirror image of what is going on here with the trees, just like that. Now we're going to grab a tiny bit of white, well, actually more white, not a tiny bit of red into white, so that we can put a few little sparkly things of pink into our trees like that. You don't have to focus so much on the middle, just kind of on the tops and the bottoms. Now I'm spinning the brush around the paper towel, spinning that around, and then rinsing it, okay? Bristle brushes, they seem to hold a lot of water, so I'm just kind of dipping it in the water and then spinning it on my paper towel. Hopefully we can still see good here. All right. We're going to make like a tree color that's sort of like this. So we're going to dip into our brown. Look, I got a lot of goobers in here. That would be good if I was making an abstract, but we're not. So get away, goober. All right, so I'm going to dip into my brown and a tad bit of white. Brown, tad bit of white. Let's see what happens with this. We're going to make I'm going to make 2 trees. You can make 2 or however many you want. So we're going to just kind of overlap that red one and make them different shapes. Remember, we want to do the mirror image on the bottom. And once again, I'm just using a light brown here. It's called Nutmeg, just apple barrel paints, cheap apple barrel paints. And, oh, God, there we go. Yep, I knew that was going to happen. Thank God we didn't have an accident there. Look how much the whole thing just like spurted out. Just pushed all those goobers around. Okay, so I'm loading up with my brown. Obviously, I just dumped the whole bottle in there. And picking up a little bit of white. And I'm going to make another tree. Another tree here. Maybe I want that one to go a little bit longer this way. Make them different shapes. Like this one's a little skinny. That's good. All right, that's kind of all we need, right? That's it. That's all we need. So now I'm rinsing off, scrubbing and scrubbing that brush. Scrubbing and scrubbing on the paper towel. And we're going to do some yellow trees in here. You guys, you can use whatever colors you want. You don't have, if you think your painting is going to look better with a different color tree, then go for it. I'm going to make these taller on this side. So I'm going to make my yellow trees taller, and I want to make the mirror image. Hey, you don't have to get out the measuring tape and be 100% exact. Just get like a quick eyeball of what a mirror image would look like for your tree. That's all. All right, now I'm going to risk it and try and pick up the last of that yellow. Hopefully I don't get it too full of other colors, but okay. I'm going to overlap into that little brown tree that I made. Overlap into that. That's it. Okay, that's it. Super easy. How you doing? Everybody hanging in there? How your trees coming out? We doing all right? Doing all right? Remember to paint the love for me. You know what that means? It starts with an S, and that's just because I want to make sure that we attract all kinds of artists who would like to come and join the fun, you know, from if they're just getting into art or if they are way up there already selling paintings or whatever. It doesn't matter. Just whoever wants to come and hang out and have fun here with us, I would love it. So remember, if you know someone like that that may be interested, you just let them know. And we're going to be here every single Tuesday night, 7 p.m. EST. If you guys want to see what's coming up for paint night, just go to the events right here on the page. You can check that out. Or get into the free group, Creative Dreams, because, oh, I got a fuzzy, probably a cat here. Creative Dreams, because I do, you know, post stuff in there too as well. And the replays. Okay, so we're going to pretend that imaginary line is right there. And we're going to make a some trees on this side as well, blue trees. So this one's not going to take as long because we're not going to be using different colors through here. We're going to just be using mostly blue. We're going to be making different shades though. So I'm sticking it right into the dark blue. I mean the bright blue. It's a bright blue. It even says bright blue. Hello. You guys, I'm just a little I'm just a little silly sometimes. Okay, so into that blue, and we want that to show up. So if your clouds are lighter, you can make it darker or vice versa. We just want to make sure that the trees show up, and I'm trying to see what I want to use here. Well, I'm going to go kind of dark, I think, because my reference photo looks pretty dark. My reference photo of my painting. And then I'll just put highlights on here to highlight that. So we want the trees bigger, closer to the side, and then we are going to make them smaller as we move in to the painting, into the center of the painting. See how this one kind of looks a little rounded and these look a little more pointy? Do that. Make them look a little different, like different heights going on. Actually, I think I see like a little bit of purple in there. I'm going to grab some red and mix it right in with that blue to make like a purplish color. I think that'll look good. So I just put a little bit of red in with my blue and just making another layer of trees here. And we want to make sure we get the mirror image going on. Remember, you don't have to like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be exact. I'm spinning my bristle brush around over here on my paper towel, dipping it in the water, spinning it around. I don't want to submerge the whole thing. I'm just dipping the tip of the brush in there, spinning it around. There's still a little paint on there. That's okay. I'm going to pick up a lighter blue. I'm going to do a lighter blue. So we're going to start in here, making these smaller. These are further away. Beautiful little blue trees. You can cross them right into the yellow if you want. That's totally fine. That's fine. All right, so now I'm going to use, I like that blue color. I'm going to use that to highlight a few little spots in through here. Not too many, but just a little bit of highlights in my trees. All right, we don't want to go too crazy with the highlights, but there we go. So we got the blue in there. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're doing good. And we are now going to put our tree line in. First of all, I'm going to check to make sure you don't have any questions before we do that. Let me get over here. Marcy's good. So much depth, Mom says. Thanks, Mom. Estelle, love the heart. Thank you. Marcy loves it. And yeah, good. So we're all doing good. Okay. All right. So now we are going to pick a brush. You could seriously use a palette knife for this too, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Plus, I didn't put it on the description. If you guys want to see what you need for supplies, it's right every paint night in the event on the page. If you go to events, then you can see what's coming up for events. And I put the supply list right there in the description of the event, okay? All right, so I need more black. We're going to use black and blue, but mostly black with a little bit of blue. And then we are going to make our dark tree line through here. So mostly black, a little bit of blue. Depends on what size canvas you're using. If you're using a bigger canvas than what I have here, you might want to use your wider flat brush. But this one, I'm just using like the smaller flat, probably like the 3/4 inch. And then I'm going to eyeball it and just hold my breath and try and get a line right across here. Okay? So go for it, you guys. Just drag a line. If your paint's still wet, you might want to touch down instead of drag. Because if you drag all through it, then you're going to kind of run your paint. But it doesn't have to be like a perfectly straight line either, because we're going to put some lines up and down through here. All right? So, you could do this with your bristle brush as well with the black to make bristly looking trees. But on the reference that I did, cat here. I'm telling you. On the reference, I'm just going to just use like a brush like this. Kind of held it, a flat brush, and held it on the angle. Kind of go back and forth. So let me show you what I mean. So we're just going to make some random lines. Some taller, some smaller. Like this. All the way through. And we want to make some much taller on this side, just like how we painted the trees. We want some taller on the outside and then smaller on the inside, but not always. As you can see, if you look at my painting closely, I have some different heights, different places. All right. Okay, now I'm still going to use that flat brush, and I'm going to kind of go like at an angle with it, like kind of using the point and kind of moving it around, using the point, moving that around. I'm just dabbing like this, like the corner. I want to make it, larger, like bigger in some spots and smaller in other spots. Still kind of concentrating on the middle being the smallest parts, but still just using blue and black and mostly black with a little bit of blue. And I'm just dabbing a tiny bit when I get to the center because I don't want to go too crazy like that. Now that looks a little too like squared off for me, so I just wiped my brush, dragged it back and forth on my paper towel, and now I'm holding it at the chiseled edge straight up and down and just kind of wipe through it. I like that better. So that's what you can do. Now I'm just using the chiseled edge just to kind of go through here a little bit and kind of drag some different, you know, shapes around. And then I'm going to use the flat side and just put a few marks like this through here to kind of give like the illusion of some branches. This is a really easy way to do that, you guys. Nothing too crazy. And just touching down like that very softly, just to give, once again, the illusion of some branches. I mean, these are not super detailed trees. This is just off in the distance, like, you know, way out there. Okay, that looks pretty darn cool. I mean, don't you think? All right, so now I'm going to wash off that brush. And we are going to, I think I'm going to use my my bigger flat brush for this. We are going to dip in our water. Watch what we're going to do now. This is pretty cool. We need white, though, that is not muddied up with a bunch of other paint colors. So grab white and just pull back and forth so we get that right on the tip of that brush. We're going to hold it like this, and we're just going to wipe back and forth like that in a few places. We don't want to put too many of these water reflections in. We don't want to take away, but we're going to touch down right in through here as well. Make these reflections shorter and make the ones closest to us longer. You can see I accidentally pulled in a little bit of gray from the wet trees, but I like it. It looks cool, so I'm going to leave it. So if you make a happy accident, just leave it. All right, so we do want to touch down a little bit through here. Water is going, you know, want to make sure that these lines are pretty straight because water is not going to be going like all different ways when we have still water here. All right, now this is where you do not want to rub. We are just going to touch right in the middle and not one connected line now. I'm touching right in the middle of our trees. I'm leaving some spaces in here. So some spaces, little dots. But we want to just get that line of reflection there. Now I'm wiping back and forth on my paper towel and watch what's going to happen. I'm just touching and pulling, shorter strokes out back, and then longer ones as the trees get bigger. You do not have to pull down a reflection through the whole thing if you don't want to, okay? So, I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. I think that came out kind of cool. I'm going to grab my, flat. We're almost done here. I'm just putting a couple finishing touches on. Put a little bit of blue and a little bit of white in there. And I just wanted to, like, put a couple, like, thicker kind of reflections right there on the edges. I don't know. I just think it looks kind of neat. Yeah. Now, sign your painting. Never forget to sign your painting. I always sign and date mine. So I sign mine down here in the right-hand corner. And I'm just going to use a color that I think is going to blend nicely. So I'm going to use a brown. We'll see if it shows up. If it doesn't, I might have to change the color. So make sure, yeah, I'm going to have to change the color. What will this look like? See, I just experiment a lot. What will this look like? Let's see. So black and brown, usually that, you know, black and brown is not the most attractive, but for this painting, it's going to work good. Yep, I do like that. So let me concentrate to sign my name. I'm using a detailed brush to sign my name. You can use a script liner or a detailed brush. Script liner is just basically a detailed brush with longer bristles. 2021. I always date all my pieces, and that's how I rock and roll. Oh man, I hope that you really, really enjoyed this painting. I'm going to hold it up a little bit so you can get a good look, and then I'm going to turn around and talk to you guys for a second. But let me see if I can give you a closer look. And I hope you had super fun. And I can't wait to tell you my exciting news. So let me go here and see if, well, actually, I'll give you a second to look at the painting. I'm not going to take it away just yet. Let me go back and see what everybody's saying. See what it's saying. Deb says, oh, whoops. Let me go back up. I lost it. Deb says, I have a hard time keeping my lines thin. Any tricks? I suppose it's just practice. It's definitely practice, Deb. Definitely practice. Instead of using the wider flat, you can try going with a smaller flat. And then sometimes the lines would be too thick if there's too much paint on the end of the brush. So when you dip this in the water and you wipe this back and forth like that on the paper towel, that should make a real chiseled edge here. And then you just dip slightly, like on both sides with the brush, and then touch it. So you could try using a smaller one. If you still are having a hard time trying to get thin, you most certainly can use what we just did to sign our name. You can use just a detailed brush, pick up some paint, and use that to kind of, you know, if you don't have coffee hands like me, you can probably do it pretty nicely with the detailed brush. It'll just take you a little bit longer as opposed to using a flat brush, but that's okay. That's okay. Let's see what we are saying. Deb says gorgeous. Good. I'm glad you like it, Deb. Mom, wow, the black line of trees totally pushes back the horizon. Yes, it does, doesn't it? Also much depth and beauty. Amazing. Oh, thanks, Mom. Very nice, Amy. Patricia says, thank you, Patricia. Marcy, beautiful, Amy. Thank you, Marcy. Good job, colorful. Estelle says, yes, it is pretty colorful. And I love how we have both the different, you know, darks and the warms and cools going on. You're welcome, Deb. I'm going to try. I don't know if I can make this happen. If I lose you guys, sorry. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try to turn you around. Now, I don't know what. I have no idea where my lens is looking at you this way. Okay, so sorry, I'm a little shaky. But thank you for hanging out. So you know what my big news is. I'm sorry if my eyes are going in the wrong spot. I'm just not used to holding the camera like this with my phone. Sandy says, love it. Awesome. Marcia, beautiful. Thank you. You are very welcome. Marcia's in Creative Dreams group, so you guys can hop on there if you want to. You can share your paintings with me in there and with everybody else. That's totally fine. If you're a creative warrior, you can put them either in there or you can just put them in Creative Warriors. That's fine too. So I wanted to let you guys know, especially those of you who are, first of all, a creative warrior, and second of all, interested in maybe selling your paintings at some point. If you already are, that's great, and you're gonna love this information. If you're just thinking about it, I just want to tell you, you know why I'm hungry and tired? I've been busting my butt all day on a free workshop for you guys, all about art business, and that is I'm just having a hard time. Look, see all my paintings back there? Anyway, it's going to be a 3-day workshop where I'm going to be live for you for 3 days. But I'm going to actually let you guys in now. I have 3 modules. I have 1 module in there already. It is a free workshop. If you're a creative warrior, you're definitely welcome to get in there, although most of the content is from creative warriors. So, I mean, you already have it. But if you want to get in, I would love to have you. Sorry, that's going to be a horrible angle. I'm trying to figure out how to hold this phone. But just let me know. I did put the group here on the page as well. So if you guys want to find the fun things, you just click on community right here on Amy Parker Art. You can see the groups, okay? Hashtag Amy Parker Art is for my collectors. I know a lot of you try and get in there. That's fine if you want to get in there, but that group is not for me to teach you any painting or business tips. That group is for my art collectors. But Creative Dreams, you can get in, show me your paintings that we do on paint night. You will also find the business workshop in there right now. I think there's 1 person, probably me. So you most certainly can jump in if you want. All right, let me see. Let me just close out the night. Let me see what you guys are saying. You're welcome, everybody. Sandy, love it. Oh, thank you, Sandy. I appreciate it. Marcia, beautiful. Thank you. You're welcome. Patricia, we'll watch from Guildford next week. Grandchildren, yay! Oh my gosh, how many grandchildren do you have? That's awesome. Linda, nice job, Amy. You inspire creativity. Oh, you inspire me by saying that, so thank you. Nancy, thank you so much. Had a great time. You're awesome. Enjoy your pizza. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, well, you guys are great. I cannot wait to see your paintings. Please, please show me them in Creative Dreams. Love you all. Catch you again. Well, I'll probably catch you tomorrow, but I'm trying to go live as much as possible because we are celebrating the opening of Creative Warriors, which will happen May 9th. But I definitely will be here every Tuesday night for you to do step-by-step painting for paint night. Mwah! We will see you all later. Oh, okay, Marcy, you have a great night too, honey. Tell Kim I said the same.